Hi, and thanks for joining me for another video. Friends, today's topic is going to make a lot of people upset, but it really doesn't matter. Why? Because stupidity must always be challenged and the truth said. And today is no exception.
Shalom. Today's topic is going to make Asher and his perverted disciples upset again, but it really doesn't matter. Why? Because the stupidity of Reverend George's conversion must be challenged and the truth said, and today is no exception.
Today we're going to challenge Reverend George's other obelisk iniquity, conversion. Does the Torah require conversion? Is converting to Judaism or converting to be Jewish righteous in the sight of the Creator? Does Reverend George converting to be Jewish reconciles a person back to the Creator? The first family to be spiritually grafted into Israel was the mixed multitude when we was in Egypt. During the plague of the gnats, the Pharaoh and his necromancers and the sorcerers with the political officials all was getting their first biblical and political correctness from the Creator. They clearly noticed the one true God, and they knew that their gods could not compare.
Chapter 8. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh once again and tell him, 'This is what the Lord says. Let my people go so they can worship me. If you refuse, then listen carefully to this. I will send vast hordes of frogs across your entire land, from one border to the other. The Nile River will swarm with them. They will come up out of the river and into your houses, even into your bedrooms and onto your beds. Every home in Egypt will be filled with them. They will fill even your ovens and your kneading bowls. You and your people will be overwhelmed by frogs.' Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Tell Aaron to point his shepherd's staff toward all the rivers, canals, and marshes of Egypt, so there will be frogs in every corner of the land.' Aaron did so, and frogs covered the whole land of Egypt. But the magicians were able to do the same thing with their secret arts. They too caused frogs to come up on the land. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and begged,
'Plead with the Lord to take the frogs away from me and my people. I will let the people go, so they can offer sacrifices to the Lord.'
'You set the time,'
Moses replied.
'Tell me when you want me to pray for you, your officials, and your people. I will pray that you and your houses will be rid of the frogs. Then only the frogs in the Nile River will remain alive.'
'Do it tomorrow,'
Pharaoh said.
'All right.
Moses replied,
'It will be as you have said. Then you will know that no one is as powerful as the Lord our God. All the frogs will be destroyed, except those in the river.'
So Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh, and Moses pleaded with the Lord about the frogs he had sent. And the Lord did as Moses had promised. The frogs in the houses, the courtyards, and the fields all died. They were piled into great heaps, and a terrible stench filled the land. But when Pharaoh saw that the frogs were gone, he hardened his heart. He refused to listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had predicted. So the Lord said to Moses, 'Tell Aaron to strike the dust with his staff. The dust will turn into swarms of gnats throughout the land of Egypt.' So Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded them. Suddenly gnats infested the entire land, covering the Egyptians and their animals. All the dust in the land of Egypt turned into gnats. Pharaoh's magicians tried to do the same thing with their secret arts, but this time they failed, and the gnats covered all the people and animals.
'This is the finger of God,'
the magicians exclaimed to Pharaoh. But Pharaoh's heart remained hard and stubborn. He wouldn't listen to them, just as the Lord had predicted.